Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle in the NU tier. We got a nice, sweet battle coming in hot right now. I'm going to go through the team preview really quickly. I got my boy Sterling, the Cricketune, Shiny. You saw it on my stream live. We got the Cricketune. It's got Sticky Web, Knockoff, Endeavor. It's Beast with the Focus Sash. I got my Mega Camera up, which is way too powerful NU, but I'm going to take advantage of it while we have it. We got Shots. We got Blue Balls, the Choice, Specs, Electrode. We have Jade, who just eats all up of the special hits. And we got Shell Shocked, our dedicated Rapid Spinner / Toxicer / Stall Breaker. So, on his team, I see some huge threats, including that Pyroar. Pyroar is always a big problem for teams. And Kecleon is always even a bigger problem, especially if it starts to use power-up punches and stuff like that, starts to boost itself up, because it has two forms of priority in Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch. It's definitely a problem. Leads on his end, I'm expecting the Delibird lead, because Delibirds typically carry Spikes and Rapid Spin and then Destiny Bond with the Focus Sash, so it just makes sense for Delibird to be the lead. So without further ado, let's get started with the battle. If you guys like Wi-Fi battles from me, you like my Wi-Fi battles, make sure you mash that thumbs up button, guys. I want to know that you want to see some Wi-Fi battles. I know my stream is dedicated and my channel is dedicated to a lot of shiny videos, but if you want to see some Wi-Fi battles, I love doing them, so hopefully you guys are digging them too. Let's get some like ratings going on. And our question of the day is actually, what is your favorite competitive tier on Smogon? I like NU, but you guys can let me know in the comment section. So, there's the lead with the Delibird. I'm predicting the Delibird. I go for the Volt Switch. In comes the Pikachu, named Swiss Cheese. I'm in trouble because I got a hard switch out. I'm Choice Specs. I'm in a bad situation. This Pikachu is +1 special attack. So I'm going to switch right out to my Wigglytuff, my dedicated special wall. I got that Assault Vest, so I'm feeling pretty good. Except for the knockoff that comes in. It is a resisted hit, but it does a lot of damage. Knocks off my Assault Vest. Wigglytuff has very little physical defense. In comes the Discharge. I'm praying no para. No para, he lives it. Coming in hot with the Hyper Voice, and that is going to knock out the Pikachu and give me a 5-4 or 6-5 advantage. So I'm feeling pretty good. In comes that Delibird. I'm thinking it's probably going to set up Spikes. Maybe go for the Destiny Bond. Maybe try to do something like that. In comes the Ice Shard, though, and I find out that this thing is actually running a Life Orb Hustle set, which does a lot of damage, as we just saw. I was really surprised to see the fact that this Delibird was running Life Orb for 1, and 2, it's actually running Ice Shard. Knocks me out. I'm going to bring in shots, and it's going to take an Ice Shard to the face. Does a lot of damage, but I'm going to be able to hit it back with that nice close combat, and that is going to knock out the Delibird and give me back the advantage. Although I'm at -1 defense, -1 special defense because of that close combat, there's a lot of things on their team they could bring in that'll kind of shape the momentum and actually put me at a disadvantage. So in comes the Kecleon. I know the Kecleon can use Shadow Sneak. I know the Kecleon can use Sucker Punch. So I really have no business staying in here. I am Choice Scarf locked into the close combat. So in comes Pluto, figuring I guess Pluto is the bulkiest thing on my team that could probably take some hits. So I'm going to bring in Pluto here, and I'm going to take the Shadow Sneak. Not a big deal. It's not going to do too much, and I'm going to have the opportunity to Mega Evolve here in just a second. So there's only a few Megas left in the NU tier. You got Camerupt, Audino, Glalie, and Steelix. But I don't know how much longer they're going to stay, so I figured I'd take advantage of it right now while I still had a chance. I got the M on my head. I'm going to rock the Camerupt super slow. I'm going to have to take a Power Punch here, but I'm coming in hot right now with my mixed Camerupt set. I'm going to hit this thing with the meanest Earthquake it ever done seen, except it really doesn't do a whole lot. So the thing is, I went with the Earthquake instead of the Fire Blast or the Earth Power because I figure Kecleon's typically specially defensive, and if this thing's running an Assault Vest, I'm definitely in trouble. So he's going to go for Return there, which is kind of unfortunate because it doesn't look like it's full power Return. I'd imagine this Pokemon was transferred over from X and Y, and they never boosted its happiness. So kind of a missab there, and that kind of stinks. In comes the Pyroar. Either way, Shiny Pyroar looks awesome. Really interesting nickname as well, and I know I am probably going to get destroyed by this thing. In comes the Hyper Voice. That is going to knock me out. I'm figuring this thing is probably Choice Specs, because that makes the most sense in most situations when you're running Pyroar. Its speed is like base 106, so it's pretty quick. In comes Shell Shock, knowing I am specially defensive. I have kind of two specially defensive Pokemon on my team, the Shell Shock and the Wigglytuff. Shell Shock comes in, goes for the Skull, takes that Hyper Voice like a champ. That is a stab, in theory, Specs Hyper Voice, so we're able to take that pretty good. In comes yet another Hyper Voice, and at this point I am actually knocked into Torrent range, live the critical hit, go for a Torrent boosted Skull. Didn't really even matter anyway, because it's going to knock out that Pyroar and give me a 4-2 advantage. You must be thinking, aDrive, you're in the money, dude. You're good to go. You're ready to rock. You got a huge advantage here. But this Raticate and that Marowak are definitely troublesome. They're problems. I don't know what I'm going to do. I go for Protect here, hoping that he's actually going to attack me, get some extra burn damage. He doesn't. He goes for Protect himself. Ends up being a wash turn. He's going to go for Facade, and that is going to knock out my Shell Shock, knock out my War Turtle, and that leaves me with just 3 Pokemon left. I got my Blue Balls, who can't really do anything because he's Choice Spec, and he's got a Ground type. I got my Sterling, holding on to his Focus Sash. It's going to be super important. And I got Shots. I'm bringing in Shots here, hoping I can live a Sucker Punch, knowing that Sucker Punch is going to do a lot of damage. I barely hold on, and that was absolutely immense in this battle, holding on right there at the last second and knocking out this Raticate with a close combat. I needed that. I had to have it. Otherwise, I probably would have lost. I got 3-1. I don't know if I'm going to win. I might have just spoiled it, but it doesn't even matter. In comes that Marowak. I got my homie out here. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go for a close combat. Look how much it's going to do. It's going to destroy his life. But no, it doesn't, because Marowak, for some reason, is incredibly bulky. I did not realize how bulky Marowak was. It's so much bulkier than I thought it was going to be. And it's going to knock me out with a nice little Earthquake. I was only at 4 HP, so it didn't even matter. But I got the bug. My girl Sterling. I got my homie Blue Balls. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go. We're in there. I'm going to go for the knockoff. I don't have any other offensive attacks besides knockoff. It does a good amount of damage, knocks off his Thick Club. In comes the Fire Punch, so I'm like, please don't burn, please don't burn, please don't burn, please don't burn, please don't burn. It does not burn. I'm good to go. I can fire up another knockoff, and that is going to be, no, it's not the game, because this thing hangs in there and goes for yet another Fire Punch and knocks out my Kricketune. I'm like, what am I going to do right now? What am I going to do? In comes Blue Balls, my last Pokemon left. It's got the Choice Specs. I got 2 Thunder moves, and I'm going to go for Hidden Power, which is Hidden Power Ground, and that is going to knock out the Marowak and give me the victory. That has been a 1-0 match. Such a close match. Thank you so much for the battle, Evan. It was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you mash that like button below. Question of the day was, what is your favorite competitive tier for Pokemon? Make sure you answer that. I will catch you guys later. This has been your boy aDrive. Peace!